Here we go again.
Bruh.
Before I begin with this video, I'd like to note that my last video on the previous drama incident was rather far from the truth, as I rather lacked a lot of information at the time, and that the peace that was achieved after that beef was nothing but lies behind the scenes.
Bruh.
Through discussions with various team members and moderators, I was able to get an insider look at the drama that happens behind the scenes. The weird thing though, is that it's almost as if all team members have their own recollections of events.
Y'all come look at this.
Okay.
That all just leaves me confused on whose narrative to believe. I myself was left shocked by what was occurring behind the scenes, and for you guys to understand what I mean, I think it's important for me to tell the story from the beginning. A lot of people may have gotten the wrong idea, but Melio isn't the owner of this Smallworlds project.
Are you kidding?
He doesn't deny it either, as due to him owning the main YouTube channel he was made the public face of the project, leaving a lot of people thinking he's the mastermind behind the whole project. The whole idea behind Smallworlds Rewritten, as claimed by Joseph, was founded in 2019 by him, with the aim of making an app based on Small Worlds, rather than a whole continuation of the game. He worked on this project alone from 2019 to 2021. He went on to meet an old friend of his, games rocker rather, Justin. Through Justin, Joseph was then able to meet Melio for the first time, and then went on to tell them about the project he was putting hours into, which, as he claims, didn't really catch their interests. Justin, though, was able to provide Joseph with a few files that he added to his own to add to his progress. A few months later though, a miracle happened as Joseph stumbled upon a user on Reddit who had gotten his game to work after a minute of hard work. Even though Justin and Melio weren't particularly interested, Joseph took the extra step and got in touch with this Reddit user, and was able to get the game working through a combination of Joseph's, Justin's and that Reddit user's data. This, however, as claimed by Melio, isn't how things occurred. He claims that before encountering Joseph, him and Justin were already working on a Smallworlds game on Unity. Joseph then one day happened to join the official Smallworlds Discord channel, and through this they conversed and connected. Joseph then went on to tell Melio about the project he was working on, as he lacked Smallworlds files, and was hoping for Melio to connect him to Justin. Melio claims the first thing Joseph asked for were the files.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Following this, they went on to spend the better half of 2021 and early 2022 working privately on developing the game, with Justin taking over once the Reddit user received threats from Vince.
Bruh.
I was also surprised to learn Justin was the only person coding following the Reddit user's temporary leave from the team. I'm still not sure what Justin meant when he told me this though.
What do you mean by that?
In case you guys are wondering, so what roles the others played, Joseph was organizing game assets, creating artwork and generally making plans for the game's future release. Melio doesn't fully agree with this though, as he claims that even though he did organize or collect assets, they apparently would have looked out of place in Small Worlds.
Bruh.
Melio, on the other hand, claims that even though it's not much, he was there helping Games Rock patch the game when the Reddit user apparently decided to attack the server. Also, even though he never claimed to have assisted during the game's coding process, he helped Justin with a couple bugs that Justin wasn't familiar with, and overall just being there in support of Justin. Joseph, on the other side, also claims this is an exaggeration from Melio, as he claims Melio contributed nothing.
Bruh.
Why can't we all just get along?
The why laughter mark. One of Justin's longtime friends who would go on to design the spaces joined the game, is when things started getting toxic according to Joseph. He claims that a while after Mark's joining is when Melio started acting aggressive with Mark and himself, especially with homophobic remarks. Fast forward to around the time when the Discord server had been up for a while, and Melio was apparently still acting like a jerk behind the scenes. It should be noted that this was also around the time when the first beef happened. Due to lack of moderation on the server, Mark and Joseph noticed the need for mods. Joseph went ahead to enlist some people he had known for a long time, one of them being Raven. Raven, being someone who was made clear by Justin and Melio, wasn't someone who they were willing to work with. Joseph went ahead and allowed Raven to join the team, but only to answer questions, and with no real moderation powers. Melio wasn't in agreement with Joseph about this as they stopped talking for a few days. After the community grew some more, Mark decided to add some new mods, one of them being Raven. In my first video on the Smallworlds drama, I blamed Joseph for this hiring decision, but as said by Joseph himself, it was Mark who made the move. Melio then left the server without warning, followed by Justin, who according to Joseph, hang around for a bit to delete any incriminating evidence and also any useful information that could allow the project to move forward. Justin agrees to him deleting information that could have helped the project move forward, but says him deleting incriminating evidence is a bit of a stretch. Mark soon followed and left too, as Joseph claims that he didn't want to lose his friendship with Justin. Justin and Melio, though, claim their decision to leave the team wasn't only based on Raven being added as a moderator, even though it was the tipping point. Melio's reasoning as to why he decided to leave at that time was mostly in regards to how Joseph was acting and doing things, and the fact that apparently his ego got too big for them to stick around. Justin, on the other hand, left due to Joseph not really respecting him and due to Joseph's main goal being to try and persuade him to get the project done at a certain time so he could say he did it to the public masses. Also mentioning a situation where Joseph allegedly tried to bribe him to focus on the project more than his college work.
Really, nigga?
More drama followed as Melio had to take down the video he had made following his leave from the team as it was giving Joseph panic attacks, unnecessary hate from the fans, and just because generally Joseph was having a hard time due to his mom being in the hospital. At around that time is also when the server was first put on lock due to how there was suddenly no moderation team and due to the community being in disarray. Joseph eventually reopened it as it was only hurting him keeping it closed, and this led to a lot of nasty stuff happening with people fighting and doxing each other at any given opportunity.
Battle of wits!
Mark at this point decided to step in and decided to put the server on lock again. Due to the in real life stress that Joseph was going through, he was in no shape to take care of the server, so Mark kind of took over for the time being. When Joseph got back into shape, he started looking for someone to continue work on the game, as at that point a lot of people were depending on him, and as well as the fact that he didn't want to put to waste years of work. That's where Minimania comes in, as a lot of people don't know this, but they were only able to return due to Joseph supplying them with the codes he had left. Melio wasn't happy about this as he claimed that even though he was an asshole, at least he didn't share the code Justin worked so hard on.
Nigga, what?
In my opinion though, I don't see what else Joseph could have done in the situation he was in, as it was either he abandons the project or get someone else to work on it with him. Melio and Justin still hadn't talked to Joseph, but messages had been passed through Mark. Mark at this point suggested that Joseph give him the Discord server so he can manage it in hopes of luring Melio and Justin back. This did work, but it turned out Joseph had been kicked from the project. This happened due to Mark giving the server to Melio and Justin, but things didn't go the way he expected as they just kicked Joseph out. Joseph also claims that he never talked about this publicly due to Mark telling him it would be a bad idea. At this point, in my opinion, I would have at least thought there would at least be less drama within the team moving forward. But nevertheless, I was wrong, as just recently there was more beef. This time as screenshots were leaked showing toxicity between Melio and some of the mods.
Bruh.
One of the mods who I spoke to mentioned as to how this started after another mod, Jillian, found out about the demotion of another mod by Justin without much reasoning to it. They then proceeded to start exposing all the bad things that are going on in the background before apparently Justin saw it and decided to close the server again before many people could see it. Melio himself admitted to having toxic behavior as he feels he may have gone overboard with it. But in all honesty, not saying I'm in support of Joseph or any of the team members, but you can't really be out here complaining about how Joseph was apparently running things just for you to go and pull something like this. And for the people who think Justin is innocent in all this, you're deeply mistaken, as a lot of mods claim he never takes action as he prefers to avoid the drama. But for someone who claims to now be the owner of the project, if you don't take care and call out the things that are going on around you, then what type of leader are you really? In my heart, I really do wish this would be the last drama incident, but I have a feeling there will be more nonsense coming up soon. Anyway though, thank you guys for watching this ridiculously long video, and just in case anyone doesn't know my stance in all this, it's neutral because I still can't tell who's lying and who isn't.
Man, I don't really think I changed the door. Started seeing people colors for true. Do me wrong, ain't do no wrong into you. I was down and you was up like a roof. Look, never hated, just had something to prove. Got a loose, she give me that like a noose. Tied you down and now I'm cutting you loose.